When it comes to anti-aging, the reality is there is no magic wand and there is no magic potion. So all the products and devices that we use in our skin, yes, they will make a difference, and of course they do help. But what we're using those for is almost to try and undo some of the damage that we've done to our skin. This video is all about the best anti-aging product on the market. Not only does it prevent pigmentation and even skin tone, fine lines and wrinkles, and that loss of collagen and elastin that makes our skin look all sort of loose and droopy, this product, way more important, will help prevent skin cancer. Have you guessed what it is yet? This video, of course, is all about SPF. Now, this is the non-negotiable. I'm not having any debate. Everybody must be wearing SPF, because I still hear people say to me, I don't wear SPF in winter because the sun's not out. If you look outside and there is daylight, there is sunshine. Regardless of clouds or how cold it may be, there is sunshine. But the sun produces two different types of rays. We all know we've got UVA rays and UVB rays. Now, simple way of thinking about it is UVA is about aging, UVB is about burning. So the UVB rays, they're the ones that give you your suntan. UVA rays, on the other hand, they're the ones that age your skin and also will give you skin cancer. But there's two things here that I think most people don't know, because even in winter, when it's very cold and it's very cloudy, even though the burning or the suntanning UVB rays, they're lower, they're not coming through, we're not going to get a suntan, the damaging UVA rays are still passing through. And the second thing that most people don't know is, although glass does stop the penetration of UVB rays, you can't get a suntan through glass, it does not stop the penetration of the damaging UVA rays. So you could be in the house, you could be in the office, or you can be in the car. But if you're sat behind glass and you're basking in glorious sunshine, you are putting your skin at risk not only of premature aging, you're also putting your skin at risk of skin cancer. So I'm going to show you 7 different SPFs. Now, they're all factor 50, but I'm going to run through when you apply them, how you apply them, very important, because most people are applying their SPF incorrectly, therefore you're not getting the right impact and the full effect of it. It's not working. I'm going to look at the texture and the feel, because there will be different brands and types of SPF 50 that work for different skin types. So it's not about me recommending one and saying you must use this one. What today's all about is telling you the difference in them, and then you can make that informed choice and choose the one that you feel is right for you and your lifestyle. So let me get my trusty headband on and let's have a look at the order. When do you apply the SPF? Well, there is an order, like all skincare routines. You start off with your cleansing, your toning, any serums that you want to apply, and then your moisturiser. You allow the moisturiser to absorb into the skin. Although this isn't a complicated routine, it is something that I would say just don't rush, because if you've got your cream still tacky on the skin, they're just not going to penetrate as well. You're almost just layering up and your skin's bombarded with too much product. So cleanse, tone, serums, whatever, moisturiser, and then your SPF goes on top of your moisturiser. Once your SPF is absorbed onto the skin, you can then, if you're wearing makeup, you then apply your primer and then your foundation. Now I'm going to be applying different ones to each side of the face, so I can describe to you what they feel like, if they've got a white cast, how heavy, oily or greasy they are, and what works underneath makeup. First we've got here, this is one by L'Oreal. This is their Dark Spot UV Fluid. This comes in at about £20. Now there are offers on for all these products, but I'm giving you the standard price because offers don't last, and depending on the site you go on to find them, the offers may be on or off, I don't know. So I'm going to give you the standard price. This one's coming in at £20, and then we've got La Roche-Posay. This one comes in at £21. Again, they're both factor 50. I'm going to start off with the L'Oreal Dark Spot UV Fluid. Now, if it's a liquid or a lotion, always give it a shake, because the ingredients inside, they will separate. So what you can find is the heavier ingredients settle to the bottom. You squeeze it out, it's just very watery on top. So always give it a good shake. They also talk about how much you need to apply to the skin. And I hear the expression, slap it on. No, don't slap it on. We're not slapping it on. What we want to do is strategically, that's the word, apply it in 2 thin layers rather than 1 thick layer. Applying 2 layers has far more value and strength to your skin than applying 1 thick layer. It's just so much better. The guidelines talk about, a teaspoon of product or 2 fingers if you're squeezing it out. That is great in total, but half that amount and put it on twice, if that makes sense. So I'm going to squeeze this out here. So it is a fair amount. You can see the consistency, the consistency there. Now, I'm not going to apply this to all of my face. The reason being is that I'll just take it all off. I'm looking at the consistency, whether you get a white film, whether it's too oily. So I'm only going to apply it around to my cheek area. But when you're applying it, always, always, don't forget, right into your hairline. Don't forget, not just your earlobes. You want to get all around your ear, behind your ear, down your neck, and of course, down to your chest. Anywhere that's going to potentially be visible to the sun. Oh, it smells like summer holidays. I often feel when they have that smell of holidays, people associate it with holidays and sunbathing, when it's not. This is a key part of your makeup bag. This is something you should have with you every single day. So it's not just about holidays. Now that feels like a very rich moisturiser. It glides on. And there is no white film at all. It's quite a rich consistency. So this is something I would say is for people with more of a drier skin. So if you have a dry skin, that has a really lovely moisturising consistency. So the way I would apply this now is I would allow that to settle. So it's not tacky. You can see slightly tacky there. Okay, we don't want it tacky. Don't want anything tacky. So I'd allow that to settle and then I'd apply a second coat of the same amount. So you are applying your teaspoon of product, your 2 fingers worth of product, but you're doing it in 2 thin layers. I do like this product. I think it feels lovely, it smells lovely, it goes on lovely, it's great underneath your makeup. I'm not sure about the dark spot. Niacinamide, of course, is supposed to treat pigmentation. I'm not sure it does that. In fact, I have not seen any difference with my skin as a result of using that for a couple of years. It didn't do anything at all. But actually, as a SPF 50 under your makeup, that feels really, really lovely. So I'm going to use La Roche-Posay on this side. Again, give it a good shake. This has got a slightly thinner consistency. This is just running. But this one's designed for more sensitive skin. It's waterproof, it's sweat-proof. I don't know if you can see here. I don't think it actually blends quite as nice into the skin, to be honest. Doesn't smell as nice. No, actually I don't like that smell at all. This is a great one for sunbathing, be a factor 50. With it being sweat proof and waterproof, it's great from the beach. You can put your makeup on top. It's fine for that, but this just doesn't feel as moisturising as this. This just feels like a really rich moisturiser. This one feels like a oilier sun cream. I don't think I'd like to put my makeup on top of this. I would say my favourite is the L'Oreal out of these two. Not for the brown spots, not about that, but for the feel, for the consistency, for the application, so much nicer. Yeah, don't like it. Oh, surprised. Don't like it. No. Oh, not going to use that again. The next two I'm going to try. First of all, we've got the Elizabeth Arden. This is the 8-hour sun defense, again for factor 50. It's more of a cream consistency. And I've got this one, which is quite new to me. This is the INDU, marketed for teenagers, but watch this space. The Elizabeth Arden, okay, it's more of a thicker cream. Now, the same principle applies. We're going to take an amount and do 2 thinner layers. Now, look at that for white cast, first of all. Can you see? But if you're just patient, the white cast does go. It blends in and it neutralises with the skin. It's very hydrating. It's a really rich, nourishing feel to it. So I've just got this lavender smell. It smells a bit more spa-like than suntan lotion, which I quite like that thing. That feels very rich. It's got an oilier consistency. So if you are wearing makeup, again, you would need to wait and allow this to absorb. If you put makeup on this too soon, it's just going to slip off. That's why we put 2 thin layers on and we don't slap it on. We don't want to be doing that. But that is richer. So if your skin's more dehydrated and it really needs nourishing, this is a better product to use. You can wear makeup on top. I'm not saying that you can't, but what I am saying is you would need to apply really thin layers of it and allow that to absorb in the skin. It's too much product for the skin to absorb in one go, and therefore you tend to be left with that white film or your makeup just sliding off. It doesn't work. This side of the face, this is one called INDU. Now this is quite new to my collection. I do have a collection. This is quite new. Now, this is marketed for teenagers, so it's great for skin with breakouts, etc. However, I've started using this, and I have to say, I absolutely adore it under makeup. Factor 50 gives great coverage. It's not tacky at all. It's more like, again, a rich moisturiser. Let's have a little look. There we go there. So you can see it's a stronger consistency than the lotions. And that one, going in, there was a slight fragrance to it. It's neither holidays, it's just a fresh cream. Now that is a lovely consistency. It's nourishing, it's rich, but what it isn't is so hydrating and so heavy that you feel your makeup's going to slide off. This absorbs beautifully. So if you're looking for a product to go underneath your foundation, at the moment, this is probably the one that I go to. This is probably my favourite for underneath makeup, my daily wear. Out of the two of these, the Elizabeth Arden, great for very dry, dehydrated skin that needs lots of moisture, lots of nourishing. Although you can wear makeup on top, this on its own is a super, super base, protecting your skin. If you're going to be wearing makeup, I personally am choosing the INDU at the moment. So I love them both, but different reasons, different purposes. That for makeup, that without makeup, but both lovely products. I've got 3 more products to go, but the next 2, now these are a little bit different because these are SPF Factor 50 sticks. So why do I love these? It's just the application method is so much easier than trying to put it on your hands and rub it in and then you need to wash your hands get sticky. If you're out and about and you want something in your bag, it's really hard to apply a cream or a lotion if you've got makeup on, because of course you're just going to be moving your makeup. So you can't be reapplying it throughout the day. That's where these are pretty genius. Taking off the top, what we do is you wind up, there we go, the product. And we just wipe the product along the skin and it glides. You can get it into the little nooks and crannies around your nose. It feels lovely. There's no real summer smell. There's a slight fragrance, which is just fresh, I would say. That's all you do. Now, what they say when they promote these is that you can apply it on top of foundation. As long as you've not got lots of powder and you're trying to apply this, it probably could mix a little bit, it wouldn't work. But if you are wearing a light dewy foundation, which of course is what I love, the lighter foundations, yeah, by all means. So applying it over your cheeks if you're out, over the bridge of your nose, your forehead, over your shoulders, wherever you are, take it out. And these are so clever and so easy to use. So that's the CLARINS one. That retails at £20. This is the PIXI one, which basically does exactly the same. But let's have a look at the consistency. Take it off. What I love with the PIXI, you get a little shield over the top there. So when you're winding it up, let's have a look at this one here. No fragrance whatsoever. I think for day-to-day, the PIXI one's the one I probably would pick. This is a perfect time to say, if you are enjoying the content and you're finding it useful, don't forget, I really would appreciate, like the video, don't forget to share it with other people. And also, if you subscribe, you'll be the first to know when all my new videos are out. And you never know, my next video could be just the video that you've been looking for. You may be able to see on my face, that side has got a lot more sheen to this side. That tells me that the PIXI one, you're not going to have that oily residue, that glow. If your skin is probably less dehydrated, the PIXI one would be perfect. But that feels really nice on my skin. I said you don't need your fingers. Let me have a look at the texture. Yeah, this one, I would say the CLARINS one is for much drier skin. But the Factor 50 sticks are genius. I really like them. Under makeup, over makeup, touch up through the day. They're very easy to use. If I was going to pick one, I'd probably go for the PIXI. That's actually the cheaper one as well. But they are both great products. Final product, and this one is on its own. There's nothing to compare it with because this one is a spray. It's a Hydrating Factor 50 spray. This one is not promoted as a Factor 50 base to go underneath your makeup. This one goes on top of your makeup. That's what it's designed to do. You've got a full face of makeup. You don't always want to be applying something, even though these sticks are fantastic. If you've got a full face of makeup on, they're still going to have an element of moving it and dislodging something. They're better than the creams and the lotions, but this is absolutely by far the best over makeup Factor 50. Very, very fine spray. I don't know how well you can actually see. smells lovely too. It's a bit holiday-ish. It's a little bit holiday, but it's got a fresh linen sort of smell about it as well. Retails for about £25. Again, I will put all the links down for you of all of these. But if you want something in your bag to go on top of your makeup, this again is just a brilliant way of doing it. I'd love to know, out of the ones I've shown you, which one do you think is your favourite? Which one would you get? And how often, let me know, how often do you wear Factor 50? Has this changed your mind? Are you now going to start wearing it a little bit more often? Do let me know in the comments if you're already wearing it every day, or if this is something that is new to you and yet I have helped to change your mind. So I really do hope that this has not only given you an idea of the different types of products on the market and how to apply them, I hope it's also given you the motivation to make sure that you wear one every single day under your makeup. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share the video to the world. It's a very important lesson to get out there, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.